So we're out here now behind the pivot. So if you watched our first video, we were in front of the pivot showing you how dry the soil was after having that 0.65 on Monday. So again, we're out here Friday. The pivots come through here. There's about 8 hours ago that it come through here, and we put on 1 inch of water. Yep. So what we want to evaluate, was that 1 inch enough? How well did we get penetrated through there?
Right, because in that first video we showed that we were dry. We weren't able to ball that soil up. So we've dug another cube. Let's pop it up and see how our moisture is here. So at the surface, we should be able to ball this up, pop it around, and see how that stays together compared to the first video where we didn't have enough irrigation water on at that time. Again, take it down about the center of the cube, ball it up, and plop it around in your hand a few times, and that should stay together. That tells us we have enough moisture in the soil for the crop. It's not a very scientific way to do it, but it's a very good way to evaluate, a quick way to go out to multiple fields and see how the moisture is down in your soil profile. So now we're down to 10 or 12 inches deep. Even see we've got even a little bit sandier soil, sandy loam, and we flop that around our hand and it stays together. So now we've wet down 10 to 12 inches. We talked about the separation of the water fronts. We've met that criteria where we've water from underneath and the surface have met, and we're going to get good capillary action up and down.
And again, I think the key here is, how much water does it take this year? This year's a lot different than previous years we've had when we think about ET rates, and what it's going to take with pulling that kind of water up into the crop every day to actually get this water deep enough. So we don't want to make a mistake and putting on not enough water. We got to get enough to make sure it's uniform through that profile.
Especially a lot of this corn that's in the pollination period right now, and some of the fields that were planted a little earlier, we're pulling a lot of moisture, a lot of things are going on that plant. It can't be stressed right now during the pollination period.
We're getting into some of that peak uptake where they could be using about a 1/4 inch of water per day. So you think about that, every 4 days, your crop's sucking up 1 inch of water. So we need to stay on top of this year.
Doesn't take very long to go out to your field and see what's going on. Let the soil and the crop tell you what's going on, and make the adjustments if you need to.